Hey, welcome back, Shadow Dorks. It's I, once again, Grim Games here. In my last video, I went ahead and compared and contrast my local printing press for my last zine, The Color Out of Space, versus doing a test print run with Mixam, which has factories all throughout the world, but like 5 in the United States. And the cost differential was pretty significant, as well as the quality was very comparable. And today, what I have for you is I went ahead and ordered another batch from Mixam, but I also increased the thickness of the paper just to see the difference. I was very satisfied with how these turned out. I would be very proud to sell these. The other thing is, though, like, high gloss, I tried the high gloss version, and it might not show up on camera maybe as well as in person, but this is really shiny and it might blind you. So I wanted to also see what the matte outcome, the matte cover outcome looks like, and so we're going to compare all that. So we're going to open up this box and find out whether this next attempt is, what might become my definitive option going forward. So let's find out. I'll recycle some of this packaging for sure. Okay, looks like the books are right in there. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, very cool. All right, we got them in. Now, again, just want to reiterate, I ordered 3. I paid for 3. And it looks like I got 5. So, so last time I paid for 3, I swear to God, I paid for 3, and they gave me 4 gloss copies. And this time I paid for 3, and they gave me 5 matte copies. So I don't know what's happening, but thank you, Mixam, for adding extras in here. I'm starting to think, never order 4 or 5. Always order 3, and you're going to get bonuses anyway. I don't know. All right, so first of all, first impressions. I like the thickness, okay? So let's do, this is, my local printing press. It has some nice resistance there in the middle. Again, I'm not necessarily deal breaking, because it's literally a flexible product. This one's a little bit more flimsy, but that's probably because, again, the paper thickness on the inside. But again, I really like this one. Turned out really well. In fact, some people might like that paper better, but this has got a heft to it, and the paper is clearly a bit thicker than the last one. I'm going to do a little sandwich here. So we've got the original on the top, we've got the gloss in the middle, and then we've got the new one at the bottom. My original and the new one, to me, in my eyes, it looks of similar thickness. It does look a little bit thinner on the gloss cover. Now, allegedly, the paper size of these two are supposed to be the same, but, this one was rated as, I believe, what's called 70 pounds, and this one was rated at 80 pounds, but they look to be the same to me, so I don't know. In post, I'll put the numbers, the stats on each of these. You could pause the screen right now and see the size of the paper, the size of the cover, the metrics, and so on for each of these. And so again, this is the gloss one. I'll put a little graphic here that shows you the options I chose. And then right here is the new one. Okay, so now as far as the cover is concerned, all right, so you're not seeing, let's put these up together, right? You're not seeing all of that reflective splash. I do like this matte cover. Okay, you're not getting blinded by the light. I'd love to hear in the comments below, what do you prefer? I think going with the matte is standard issue. I mean, this cover right here, my original, is a little bit more, it has a little bit slight gloss finish. You can see how some of the window behind me is, the blinds are open, and so the natural sunlight's coming in, but you can see the matte finish is not even picking up that. What do you guys think? Do you like matte, like a slight gloss here, or this is like the full-on gloss? I feel like if I go with Mixam, it's gonna have to be between these two, because these were the two options there, gloss or matte. So I personally think the matte is probably gonna be more popular. Before we look inside, let's take a look at the exterior, see how well those were made. I feel like this thickness might have been better for the stapling. The last one, they stapled really good, don't get me wrong. There's just a little bit of excess, slight excess there. They're stapled really well on the inside. It's perfectly serviceable. But these look like they hug the spine a bit better. Kind of like my originals. I think that's because of the thicker, chunky paper there. Let's take a look at this selection of them. Same thing here, okay? These ones look like they are thoroughly engulfed by that spine. Let me go ahead and bring them all up like this. Okay, and again, you've got a very standardization thing going on here. These, to me, look like they are virtually almost always on point. There's a little bit of variation. But, my originals were all done by hand, and there's a little bit more variation. And that's okay. They all, again, are very serviceable. Let's take a look inside. Yeah, I have no complaints with this. I like the thickness of the paper. It feels a little bit more sturdy than these, but it is a bit more hefty, so a slight trade-off. The cost differential with these proof prints was like 50 cents. I mean, it was not a big deal. I'm sure it will be mitigated at scale as well. It was like $18 to get 3, and then end up with 4. And then it was $18.50 to order 3 proofs and to get 5. So, and I'm very happy with how this turned out. Let's go ahead, like we did in the last video. I want to check were the cuts uniform, right? And I'm looking at these pictures, and the cuts were uniform. So that's one of the things that, again, not all these pictures are all various sizes. So like some of them are going to be snug up against that corner, or snug up against the side a little bit more than others, and that's fine. But as I showed in my last video, in my local printing press, some of the cuts were a little bit lopsided and inconsistent. Just, slightly noticeable, because again, these were all cut by hand, allegedly, whereas these are all cut by machines. Okay, now taking a look at like color quality, let's take a look at some of the pictures here and see how they compare. So first I'll compare to Mixam's own, and then I'll also compare it to the local press. So these are both coming from Mixam, and they look the same to me comparing to my local printer. Again, there's a slight color variation, like I talked in the last video, but different printing standards. And but yeah, they turned out great. On the inside, we see the staples have gone through all the way. And this is a full 68-page zine, so they made it through, and looks like they're all golden. All right, so I like how these turned out. Let me know in the comments if you want me to keep doing test print videos, and if you have a suggestion of another printing company you'd like me to try. I'd happily make this into a series and continue to give you my thoughts on these different options. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. And may all your torches never go out.